end the contract at WrestleMania. Like, it seems a stupid time, because if he's holding the title, a bit like last time, Matt, it's pretty obvious that there's only one winner here, isn't there?
Yeah. I wish they would actually sort that out a bit sooner. You know, if a couple of months after or before, you know, whatever. As long as he gets like a bit more time to decide, and you don't have to like put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. One like other question I was going to ask you about Roman, though, I was going to say, if he goes into WrestleMania, you know, and he wins that title, from that point on, I know we said it so much like about the heel turn and whatever, but he doesn't really need a heel turn, does he? Doesn't he become then the company's biggest heel? Because anybody that goes to face him for that title is going to be the one the crowd are cheering for.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I thought they were playing that last, you know, when he come off that Undertaker win, and he just said, it's my yard now. I thought we were getting somewhere, but they kind of went backwards a little bit when they'd done the Shield reunion, which has been a complete disaster, by the way. What a joke that's ended up being. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, definitely, I think you're right. I think he automatically is, but you know, I just feel like it's rehashing old stuff. For sure, I do now really believe that will go on last as well, from what I'm guessing, the way it's been. But we'll see. We'll get further into that, I'm sure, down the line. I'm interested because obviously tonight, Matt, Brock Lesnar is scheduled to be on Raw, so all this is going to start, I guess, to get them back. You know what I'd really like to see, Matt? I'd like to see Roman come out of his shell like he did with The Undertaker a bit, and even Cena managed to get a bit of emotion out of Roman and start hitting home some real truths about Roman. I'd like to see Heyman tap into that a bit more, because that's when you get the best side of Roman. That's when he becomes cool and edgy, is when guys kind of half shooting against him, if that makes sense, and they're tapping into like, yeah, you've never been liked by anybody, you know what you can. Because I think if they try and do the whole, like, surely, Matt, there's no point trying to make Brock just come across as the heel when it's going to be 50-50 at best. So why even try and do that? Like, why do the heel moves? You might as well just have these two guys show up, WrestleMania, let's just get it on. But like, just don't have anybody as a face or a heel. Just play it as their characters. That would be my advice at this point for this match, because I just don't think I just don't think it'll work. They tried it last time, but again, what happened? Brock signed his new contract 1 week before WrestleMania, said how much he liked the fans, and automatically he was loved. He's never been so popular, and I just feel like that's always going to be the way. Roman is it's what's the word? It's cool to boo Roman at shows now, so it's just the in thing. Whether people really mean it or not is another thing, but like, it's just the done thing. So you're always going to get that reaction. Brock always gives people like that sense of legit star, so they kind of want to cheer it because they know at any point he could break, a little bit like he done with Braun at the Royal Rumble. There's always potential for him to throw out a few punches. And I really enjoyed their last encounter. I actually thought that was, I will say this much. I'll say it's probably Roman's best performance at WrestleMania that he's had. It definitely outshone the Triple H match that he had a year later for me, 100%. And, The Undertaker wasn't at full steam, although I think that match meant more. I just felt like performance-wise, Brock brought the best out of him. It was quite a stiff style. And, Roman, although he wasn't he was the underdog through most of it because Brock took control, I felt that it brought better out of Roman. I don't know what you thought about that match, Matt, but that was one of my more better Roman matches I actually enjoyed watching.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to have when you're up against Roman, isn't it? You got to have a competitor that you actually believe is in chance, because you all know Roman is now the WWE juggernaut. You got to have some competitive competition for him, someone who's a bit physical, and Brock definitely is of that mould. And you want to see someone that can test his limits, because a lot of the time we see Roman, he's just in autopilot mode, going through his set, list, and it's all from A to B to C.
Well,
but I think someone like Brock could really attest to his limits and actually bring out the best side in. Like you said, I think it was one of his better WrestleMania matches, and I'm sure that come this one, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say this is going to be Roman's best WrestleMania match.
There we go. You heard it. Jimbo might have something to say about that. I'm going to read his email now. Jimbo's very upset, by the way. So Jimbo, wrestler squad number 9, familiar name on this podcast, has emailed in. I thought I'd read this one just while we're talking about Roman, but Jimbo says, well, we all knew it was coming. Roman Reigns is back in the main event. Yippee. I'm really looking forward to AJ versus Nakamura. Thank goodness we've got that to look forward to. I want to ask the question, if both of you were Vince McMahon right now, would you seriously want to put all your eggs in one basket with nobody else left around in Roman Reigns? Question mark. So for you, Matt, you're Vince McMahon. Do you go with Roman Reigns? Do you give him that rub at WrestleMania and just say, you know what? I mean, to be honest, I say give him the rub. He's already got the freaking rub, hasn't he? I mean, how much more has he got? I know that Brock Lesnar is the one he hasn't got over yet, but honestly, The Undertaker last year is quite a big deal for me. Triple H the year before that. Brock, he said matches with Cena. It's I don't really know how much more, but yeah, all right, now we're saying, Matt, potentially Brock's got stock from, say, Goldberg, The Undertaker breaking the streak before that. He's held the belt for, a year now, Matt? I mean, he's had that since Goldberg last year, hasn't he? So he's got his own stock as well. They're coming back together again for a big rematch. The two in the streak that did it. Do you do it once and for all and Roman goes over if you're Vince McMahon, Matt?
They've put so much time into it now, and we all knew this was the point it was building to. I mean, even after that, the first Brock versus Roman, and it got turned into a triple threat.
Yeah.
Ever since then, we've been saying, they should have that payoff match. They should go back to that. So it kind of is one of those things that has to be done at this point.
Yeah.
It's just some unfinished business. So you have to go through with that, and you have to keep the title because you can't rely on Brock. Roman is, I don't want to say the guy, but he's a company guy. He's a company guy. He will be there, and he will stick by it, and he will do as he's told. It's not his fault he's told to go out there and win, but he will do what Vince McMahon wants him to do. So I'd rather have the title on someone like that as opposed to someone like Brock who does what Brock wants him to do.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there, and as much as I'm not a huge Roman in-ring fan, believe me, I just think they put too much into it. Also, since Roman's beat The Undertaker last year, it makes even more sense for this match to happen because they are the two that have beat The Undertaker. I wish they would have played more into that. I hope they do when the feud starts. That that is a point, and plus this is their rematch. There's all things about two in this match for me. I'm sure Heyman will use that somewhere in his lines. He's pretty good at that. But
are we also on a bit of a Roman streak? Is he undefeated at WrestleMania? He is, isn't he? So.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm trying to. We've had so many Roman matches. I'm confused where we are.
Couldn't he? Could be the next streak of Roman.
It could be. I mean, the only one. Well, yeah, because who got? Well, unless you include what happened with Seth when he come out.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing because I think he.
Yeah.
Now, am I right? I can't remember if he got pinned or not. I think was it Brock that got pinned or was it Roman? That's the only way to get out for him.
It was probably Roman actually. Yeah. I think I forgot about that.
If that didn't happen, if he wasn't the one to get pinned, they could probably use that going forward.
Yeah.
But they probably could still get out of it if they wanted to. You know what WWE like? They'll erase history if they have to. That never happened. Seth Rollins, why am I never shown? Why am I never seen the history? No, you never won the belt that night. That's the end of that. Yeah, so if WWE really wanted to, they are powerful enough to erase history. I've seen it, I'm telling you, I've seen it. So who knows? But it's an interesting point that Matt makes because he is let's put it this way, Matt. One thing he is on a streak on main event of WrestleMania. Like, we haven't had that for a long time since John Cena's early days. So this is the first guy that's done that. I mean, he has been on. I'm not just talking about a main event. He's been on last, Matt. He's the guy that's gone on last since Brock Lesnar and the thing that happened with Seth Rollins. He's had Triple H, he's had The Undertaker, and they didn't even have a belt on them. So he's got that streak at the moment. He is there. I think that's telling when he always goes on last. I know it was The Undertaker last year, but still, I think it is telling that he is the guy that they want things. So that is why I think they will close the show this year. Just the fact of that as well. For me, which is unfortunate, but let's hope that everything works out now. Want to talk about tonight, obviously Raw and SmackDown coming up, Matt. I've got this thing in my head about Oscar, Matt. I don't know what you think about this, but this is just in my mindset of what potentially could happen. I've got a feeling they go, because she was attacked or whatever, wasn't she? I've got a feeling they'll keep her off TV, and then I've got a feeling she's going to turn up on the SmackDown pay-per-view and challenge Charlotte. And then they run with Nia versus Bliss on Raw. What do you think? Is that in your mind, or is that just me coming up with my own wacky idea as usual?
I think that's you being better than the WWE crowd. I'm not sure if they will see things that way. I don't know. I like that idea. I would prefer that. I mean, I think Charlotte versus Asuka would be a much more physical match. And a better competition. It actually makes things more diverse. If anything, on SmackDown and on Raw, they've all fought each other multiple times now.
Yeah.
Injecting Asuka into SmackDown is perfect because it gives a lot more competition for her. Because she's beaten. That's what I didn't agree with. She's beaten Sasha, Nia. She's gone through Raw almost completely anyway. So they might as well bring her to SmackDown and have her the defending champion.
Yeah.
But I like that idea because I think Bliss versus Asuka is almost a foregone conclusion, isn't it?
Well, it's a little bit, I'm thinking Ronda, Stephanie. I know Triple H is involved, but you're already going to have that night, that whole. And this could look very similar if they go with that. That would be my only worry. I'm not saying Bliss couldn't pull off something, because I do think she's legitimately good, but I just think, well, do they not run with the storyline they've already got in motion with Nia? They've got something already, some history. They could run with that now, because I felt like Nia was kind of like they were building her a little bit in that match. It just made me think like, seems like Oscar's just run for everybody. Like, why have they suddenly done that over the past few weeks? Just bang, bang, bang. So
beat Bliss as well, isn't she, on a Raw?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it could be just huge speculation, but it would, send something to SmackDown. Give them something over there. And plus, you get 3 women's matches essentially. I know that Ronda and Angle are kind of half and half, but you get like 3 spots where that match is already going to be a big main event because of the people involved, and you've got a female. 2 female presentation in that. Plus, you're going to have 2 title matches that actually would mean something. Like Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, it'd be more story driven, but it would be a good kind of match to have. And then Charlotte versus Asuka is your all round kind of wrestling match, if you know what I mean. So for me, the 3 different matches, not all gimmicky stuff. Now I know that sort of doesn't throw a lot of light on the rest of the women, but at least it gets the title matches in the picture. Do you know what I mean? So I'd rather that, Matt, than a whole multi-person match. Do you know what I mean? I really hope they don't go with that. Just running out of ideas.
I'm probably thinking one up right now.
Yeah. Remember what Vince McMahon says about his women? Strong, sexy, powerful. Every time you say it. God damn. He's probably saying that last night. I had visions of that when I was watching Ronda. I bet he was sitting there on the monitor. Strong, powerful, sexy. Yes. The ultimate one for him. She's brilliant. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes. That might just be a complete off the mark. Matt, of course, now, lots of speculation about The Undertaker, Matt. I'm going to throw this one. You get those things on Amazon, Matt, where they always put the cover out very early before wrestling, and they made a balls up with that, didn't they? A few years back with the cover, didn't they? We already knew the main event. I think that's the SummerSlam we went to actually. But But yeah, you know, sometimes they put it out too early, and then the WWE say take it down. But on this WrestleMania cover, because they do these things in advance. Okay, Ronda's on there, Nakamura's on there, AJ's on there, Cena's on there. You know, the Kurt Angle, Triple H, they're all on there, but there's no Undertaker, Matt. He is not on there. Now, that might just be absolutely nothing and coincidental, but, you know, maybe is there a chance, Matt, we've all been